Oh, that visit. I saw her coming to the registration table. I asked her, "So Veronica, how long have you been gone?" Let me tell you, the look on her face was something of just shock.
I was actually born into the Seventh-day Adventist community, and it was sort of always in the background. Things happened, you know. My parents split up, and I started wondering, what's going on? You know, as a child, you don't understand. At the age of 14, I was raped, but what happened was that I was sent off to academy. And to me, I was just like, what's going on? So it felt like a punishment. You know, I went to Fletcher, and I went to Mount Pisgah, and things kept happening that I didn't understand, because people kept failing. People kept failing me personally, and everywhere I looked, other people were failing other people. Tragedy happened to other people on a very personal level. Things that aren't supposed to happen to kids. And as I grew older, it continued to happen. Relationships failed. So when you clear all of that, you go, who do I go to? So you go back to church. And, you know, the relationships there, you want them to be loving, and I got nothing. I was told to leave. Not because of my past, but because I didn't fit in. And so I was like, what do I do? I keep searching. And I kept searching at the Bible, and I kept searching other religions, and I actually went and I left the Adventist church, and I became Episcopal, and I got confirmed. And I asked the priest there, I said, because you know, I always want everything to be according to the Bible. I said, so what about the Sabbath? Because you know, and she said, well, the Sabbath is Saturday. And I went, in my head, I said, what am I doing here? And I left there. I never went back. And with that, I wandered away. No, I ran away. You know, because nothing made sense to me. But I just started studying other religions. I wasn't a hippie. I didn't do, you know, go out and do drugs and all this stuff, but I definitely quit going to church. I just quit going. I searched for things that were self-fulfilling, that would make me feel like I was accomplishing things. I went to school. I became a pillar in the community. I had cars. I had, you know, money and you know, great positions. But it was all very, very empty. And relationships were empty. All my relationships were empty because I found that man, and I really literally mean men, never fulfilled the emptiness that I felt. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. I went back several times to the church, and I felt once again that the church let me down.
What kind of changes began opening your perspective?
Well, I lost my job. And that is a big eye-opener. It made me get on my knees and say, God, I don't know what to do.
You had mentioned about some friends that told you about what was happening.
Yeah, a friend of mine who I met in networking for jobs. He says, and then last night I went to this thing about Revelation, and I went, really? That perked up my interest. And she said, and she told me about that one night, and I said, who's it by? And she said, it's by the Voice of Prophecy. And I said, and what did you learn? And she told me all about that Friday night, and I said, I'm going. She tells me that she barely got anything out of her mouth. I said, I am going. I was moved. I said, I have to go. Something just said, this is it.
Here's what's fascinating to me. I mean, God sometimes works miracles, and you see that through the Bible. You'll notice that in Jesus' day, he worked miracles.
Oh, that visit. I saw her coming to the registration table, and I just had this sense that she was a former Seventh-day Adventist. And when she finished her conversation with me, I asked her, so Veronica, how long have you been gone? Let me tell you, the look on her face was something of just shock. And then she burst into tears.
And so when I went, it was like nothing I've ever heard before, because every time I've been to all of these things, it's been gloom, doom, you're going to die. And it's not like that at all. It just was riveting, because it was about the hope, the relationship. While I've always been taught about, God's commandments, not about necessarily the loving relationship.
I remember the night that we first presented the Sabbath as it's found in God's Word. And as soon as I was done, Veronica came running to the front. She grabbed my hands, and I've seldom seen such an earnest look in somebody's eyes. She said, that's it, I'm coming back, I'm in, it's done, that's in God's Word and I need it. The conviction level was amazing, and what God is doing in Veronica's life is, well, every night she just glows more and more and more, and I know God's doing something special in her heart.